Have you ever woken up at 3 a.m. to find your Belgian Malinois standing over you, unblinking and motionless? It feels haunting, but there is a deeply instinctual reason for this intense surveillance. Today, we are decoding the silent guardianship of the world's most vigilant breed and why they watch you sleep. Most dog owners would roll over and go back to sleep. But if you own a Malinois, you already know that stare is not random. It is not creepy. It is one of the most sophisticated survival behaviors in the entire canine world, playing out silently in your bedroom every single night. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never look at that midnight gaze the same way again. Let's start with what you actually witnessed. You opened your eyes in the dark, and there was your dog, perfectly still, locked onto your face, not blinking, not whimpering, not asking for food or a walk, just watching. That is called the sentry response, and it is unique to high-drive working breeds in a way that casual dog owners rarely understand. Here is the key distinction. When your golden retriever stares at you, it usually wants something, a treat, a belly rub, your sandwich. That is what behaviorists call an affiliative gaze. It is driven by desire and social bonding. It is adorable, and it is entirely self-focused. When your Belgian Malinois locks eyes with you at 3 a.m., something fundamentally different is happening in that brain. There is no want. There is only duty. The gaze is not directed at you in the emotional sense. It is directed over you, like a soldier scanning the perimeter from a watchtower. You just happen to be the asset inside the perimeter. And here is something fascinating about the biology of this. As daylight fades and the household goes quiet, a Malinois does not wind down the way most breeds do. Instead, something in their nervous system shifts. The playful, energetic dog you spent the afternoon with undergoes what researchers describe as a behavioral mode transition from companion to protector. The toy drive switches off, the patrol drive switches on, and you, lying unconscious in your bed, become the highest priority target for that protection. You are not just their person. In that moment, you are their post. To understand why this happens, you have to go way back to the fields of Belgium in the late 1800s. The Belgian Malinois was not bred to be a family pet. It was bred to be a livestock guardian and herding dog in the Malines region of Belgium. Its entire job description revolved around one task: keep the flock safe, all night, in all conditions, with no days off. That meant working in darkness. That meant staying alert while everything and everyone else slept. That meant treating fatigue as a threat to the mission. Now, fast forward to your bedroom. The flock is gone, but the wiring? The wiring is still fully intact. The Malinois brain operates on what animal behaviorists call a high-drive neural architecture. These dogs have more active dopamine pathways tied to task completion than almost any other breed. In simpler terms, their brain rewards them for being on duty. Resting feels wrong to them when there is a job to be done, and protecting you, that is always a job that needs doing. This is why your Malinois cannot fully power down when you are unconscious. From their perspective, you are the most vulnerable you will ever be. You cannot run, you cannot fight, you cannot call for help. So, they step up. Every single night, without being asked, without expecting a reward, without ever complaining, they take the watch. Think about that for a moment. Your dog has decided, on its own, that your sleep is worth protecting more than its own. Section 3. Threat detection and scanning. Quieter tone, almost whispered, build tension. Now, let us talk about what your dog is actually doing during those long, silent hours beside your bed. The night is not quiet to a Malinois. While you experience darkness as stillness, your dog is processing a constant stream of sensory data. Every creak of the house, every car that slows down on the street outside. every shift in wind that carries a new scent under the door. The nighttime soundscape that your brain filters out as background noise, their brain catalogs as potential intelligence. And then there is you. Studies on dogs and human sleep monitoring have shown that dogs can detect changes in their owner's breathing rhythm, heart rate, and body temperature even from across the room. A Malinois lying near you at night is not just resting in your presence, they are passively monitoring your vital signs. If your breathing becomes shallow or erratic, they notice. If your body temperature spikes, they notice. If you stop moving entirely for too long, they may come closer to check. That is not anxiety. That is a biological security protocol running in the background 24 hours a day. What makes the Malinois particularly remarkable here is that their threat detection is proactive, not reactive. Most dogs startle at a sound and then respond. A Malinois anticipates. They are running constant low-level threat assessments so that by the time something does require action, they are already 2 steps ahead of it. The unblinking stare you woke up to. That was your dog mid-sweep. You just interrupted the security scan. Section 4. The weight of the watch. Warm, emotional shift in tone. Here is where this gets genuinely moving, because this is not just biology. This is a relationship. What you are witnessing when your Malinois watches you sleep is one of the purest expressions of canine devotion that exists. It is not loud. It does not wag its tail. End quote. It does not seek praise. It simply stands its post, asking nothing in return, carrying the full weight of your safety on its shoulders while you rest. Behaviorists describe this as silent guardianship, a form of communication that goes beyond barking or nudging. It says, "I see you. I am here. Nothing will reach you while I am standing." That is a profound thing to offer another living being. Now, and this is important, not all nighttime staring comes from this place of confident protection. There is a meaningful difference between a Malinois who watches you from a place of calm, settled duty, and one who watches you from anxiety and hypervigilance. A healthy guardian will settle into a comfortable position nearby, scan periodically, and rest in between. Their breathing is even. Their posture is relaxed, even while alert. An anxious dog will pace, will refuse to lie down at all, will fixate not just on you, but on every sound, every shadow, every movement with escalating tension rather than steady calm. You may notice panting without heat, restlessness that does not resolve, or a dog that seems genuinely distressed rather than professionally focused. If you recognize the second pattern, that is a signal that your dog needs help managing their arousal levels, and it is worth addressing with a professional trainer or veterinary behaviorist. Anxiety is not loyalty, and it is not good for your dog. So, what do you actually do with all of this? First, if your Malinois is a healthy, confident guardian who simply watches you sleep as part of their natural drive, respect it. You do not need to fix it. You do not need to train it out of them. This is not a problem. This is a feature of the breed you chose. Acknowledge it as the extraordinary thing it is. That said, if your dog is struggling to switch off their on-duty mode entirely, there are practical things you can do. Start with physical and mental exhaustion before bed. A Malinois that has been truly worked, and I mean worked, not just walked, will find it significantly easier to stand down at night. Structured obedience sessions, scent work, bite work, if applicable, or agility training in the evening creates a natural winding down of that high drive energy. Second, establish a designated nighttime space with a clear off-duty cue. Many working dog trainers recommend a specific mat, crate, or bed placement that becomes associated with the concept of rest. Pairing a verbal release cue like all clear or stand down with settling on that space consistently every night teaches your dog that the environment is secured and they have permission to rest. Third, reduce environmental stimulation in the sleeping area. Blackout curtains that block passing headlights, a white noise machine that softens street sounds, and a consistent temperature can all help lower the sensory input your dog feels compelled to monitor. A calmer environment tells their brain the threat level is genuinely low, and finally, build trust in the perimeter. A Malinois that has been allowed to inspect and confirm their environment before bed, that has learned through experience that their home is secure, is a Malinois that can rest with confidence rather than vigilance. Let them do a final walkthrough. Let them check the doors. Let them satisfy the protocol and then invite them to rest. You are not indulging them. You are speaking their language. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m. and find those amber eyes locked onto you in the dark, do not be unsettled. You are looking at thousands of years of loyalty distilled into a single sleepless gaze. You are looking at a dog that has decided, without condition or contract, that your rest is worth protecting, that your safety is worth their sleep. The Belgian Malinois does not love loudly. It loves like a sentinel. It loves like a soldier, and it will stand its post every single night for as long as you will let it. If this video gave you a new perspective on your dog, share it with someone who needs to understand this breed a little better. And if you want to go deeper into the psychology of high-drive working dogs, subscribe because we have a lot more coming. I will see you in the next one.